Oh my god, are you fucking serious? This is like, okay, so I have to say Tappe has decided that, look, to be fair, this feels like more like a transitioning into the core aspect of the arc, something like similar to arc 6 as example again, of how when Subaru lost his memories and stuff, that's when the real arc began. I think, I think I have to admit, this is probably the start of this arc, because what happens in this chapter is no less of a crazy ass thing, because clearly we have Krush, who now harbored a non-human eye that shined gold with an extraordinary light, so a dragon eye essentially. It's more of Subaru asking what happened to her, what did the left eye signify, why wouldn't she drop her sword even with her wind sealed, how did things end up like that. Like, Subaru is like super caught off guard with everything, and despite what Beatrice and Subaru are doing with their magic abilities, with Shamak, it's interesting that Krush is able to just figure out what's going on and is cutting everything down. And yeah, so the way, I guess, to explain it properly is that Krush has like a lot of precognition, like she's able to see within her, like her eye, able to have like an advantage during combat, allowing her to see the flow of magic and physical attacks before they happen, and she's dodging like all of the Shamak spells and shattering like magical formulas before they can even form. And when Tiga attacks, she easily parries all of like the attacks, and this leaves him battered and bloodied against the wall. Like, she literally is starting to dominate this entire fucking fight. And despite this, when Subaru attacks her with a whip, he catches a glimpse of her original amber right eye, and he notices a deeply pained and almost tearful expression, suggesting like she is suffering and may not entirely be wanting to do this, which, I mean, that's kind of crazy when you really think about it. But anyway, it's still pretty much Subaru is unconscious. He basically gets knocked out, but before anything, an inferno of incredible heat swallowed Subaru's vision in crimson before like everything went like dark for him. So there was something interesting that happens, and it is that the place burns down essentially. Subaru is so caught off guard what's going on. Beatrice helps calm him down a bit, and they speak with Krush. And yes, she basically says a wind of confusion is blowing, and it's like, what's going on? Like, of course it's blowing at pretty high speeds. In my memories just seconds ago, we were, you know, fighting each other with desperate looks on our faces, right? And then I believe you were the only one making a desperate face. Like, Krush, like, come on. Subaru's trying to, like, bridge a gap of friendship towards you, but one of the interesting things about this is, like, everything was fuzzy and all, and the information kind of goes is more or less what exactly happened at the fucking, like, Mikolatov's place. And Mikolatov and the associates of that estate he had hired, she cut them all down with her own hand. And then, do you need an explanation for the reason as well? Well, no shit. Like, when I read that, I'm like, well, no shit, we need an explanation. You killed, like, Mikolatov, someone important. But she basically says that Mikolatov and his lot were rebels' existence that bore ill will toward the Lagunica kingdom. Therefore, as one of the high-ranking nobles, I administered punishment with my blade. And this is obviously going into, like, I guess you could say, not civil war, conspiracy stuff. Now we got, like, conspiracy things happening. And her thing is in regards to the prophecies of the dragon tablet. Something that in phase 1, Subaru did started to question, that perhaps something with that dragon tablet might be is not only the key about the royal selection, but something about it is just not right. How certain things that tell the future should not be trusted at 100%. So I'm thinking on that, and that obviously she's starting to think that Felix was basically made like manipulated into getting the assistance of the church. But now here's the thing. Subaru asks about Tiga, and the way Krush responds is Tiga Rauleon was it. Unfortunately, that man is our pursuer. And Subaru questions like, what? And then he gets this is the line that ends the damn chapter. Right now, I and you all are being pursued by Tiga Rauleon and the kingdom's soldiers on suspicion of being rebels who plot the assassination of Mikolatov Macmahon and to overthrow the kingdom. Excuse me? We have fugitive Subaru now? Is that what we're going with now? Fugitive Natsuki Subaru? I say this because in the current model I'm using for Natsuki Subaru is from the Lost in Memories game. That's no longer exists now. And obviously this version of Subaru gives similar ties to Aldebaran's whole thing. But there is a plot where Subaru is framed for murder. He and Otto end up in prison along with Ricardo and other stuff. And there's a whole prison plot line. Is Tappe seriously now going to bring stuff from other medias? Because he brought from Prophecy of the Throne. And I guess why not add a fucking more conspiracy shit into the mix. But I do like that Krush is essentially thinking that Mikolatov was the mastermind behind sending the church to manipulate Felix into basically having the church help her. So that way they can basically ruin her whole thing of the royal selection and to break Felix's oath to the late fourth prince Fourier. And here's the thing, Subaru respects both of them and he doubts Felix would be easily brainwashed. So yeah, they're being framed for murder, which I mean, I don't know if you would call it framed. I think they're framing Subaru for sure, but Krush actually did the fucking deed. But they're now fugitives. And my brain needs a second to say, holy fucking shit, Tappe, you just know what the fuck to do, because who the fuck was gonna guess that something like this would happen? Well, maybe some of you. Maybe some of you are just that fucking high IQ level. I am just sort of enjoying what I'm reading, telling you what I think, and summarizing a little bit. But, yeah, if anything, I will say, I feel bad for you, Natsuki Subaru and Beatrice. You got dragged into Krush's shenanigans, and unfortunately, now you're fugitives. However, this brings into a point about Subaru dying last chapter. That I will correct, because I was wrong in saying that Krush had been the one that killed him. She knocked him out, but he did die. So, now with this, I think the explosion, or the fire that engulfed that entire fucking area, was what killed Natsuki Subaru. Now, who caused it? We have three suspects. Tiga, the church, or the witch's cult. Best bet is probably going to be Tiga. He's my number one suspect in this. Like, dude, you are a character from that trash ReZero game. I do not trust you. Not to mention that Tappe could literally just make you evil in this version. So, yeah. I mean, there's so much that can happen. I am pretty dumbfounded, but excited. You know what? Fucking hell. Fugitive. This is now where everything kind of goes. What is Subaru going to do? What is Subaru's allies going to do? How is all of this going to tie into the whole thing about Felor? Who's the real Felor? Felor or Felt? Like, this is the mystery arc hitting at such a high level that I just am super fucking excited. So, yeah. That's how it goes.